Watford, the Hornets. They have been a regular over the Premier League in the past half-decade, and after a solid mid-table finish last season, many thought they would push on and take the next step. Unfortunately for their sake, this season has turned into one of survival. Watford now find themselves firmly locked in the relegation battle. Elton John has called on the services of Mr. Rebuild to help save his club. Today, we rebuild Watford FC. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. Welcome to the first video in Rebuildmas, the first rebuild of this Christmas period. I'm going to be uploading a rebuild every single day at the exact same time. Set your alarms every day. It's going to be one hell of a journey. But today we kick things off. We kick off the festivities heading to Watford, taking over, of course, Watford. If you guys do go on to enjoy today's rebuild, however, and you are excited for Rebuildmas, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also, if you are new around here, make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules, let's get into the rebuild. So this is what our starting 11 and squad in general looks like in season number 1. If we are to survive in the Premier League this season, there is a lot of work to do. In terms of upgrades, I want to go for 2 new centre backs. I want to go for 1 new striker who can grow throughout the series, and potentially a new goalkeeper if we have the time and money, but I'm definitely going to be selling a lot of the Deadwood players. It's going to be a big opening window in charge of Watford. Let's get into it. We have kicked things off with a player departure, selling Adrian Mariappa to Parma. He's headed to the Serie A for £3.65 million. 2 more player departures have happened here. I'm playing a 3 at the back formation, so I don't need any right backs or left backs. We've sold Adam Messina here to Bournemouth for £9.7 million. And we've also sold Daryl Janmaat to Espanyol for £6.3 million. And Kiko Femina is headed to AC Milan. The Spaniard is signing for £6.2 million. All these player departures, and we finally make a signing. It is staying in the Premier League. It is Nathan Ake coming back to a club. Watford isn't in London, are they? It's outside of London, but he used to play for Chelsea. He's coming back almost to London, headed to Watford for £19.2 million. I remember I made a comment a few years ago saying that Watford was in London, and I got ridiculously attacked. I'm sorry, I'm from Sydney, I'm not from England, I don't know geography. Nico Elvedi is also joining us, another centre-back here. Our back line has gotten much stronger as the Swiss defender signs from Borussia Mönchengladbach for £14 million. Marvin Ziegler is headed to Real Sociedad, signing for £4.6 million. Getting business done left, right and centre, we've brought in a new striker. It is Jean-Philippe Mateta, signing from Mainz in the Bundesliga, £16.9 million. Our starting 11 slowly being revolutionised into quite a strong side. And Tom Cleverley might be the final player to leave us in this transfer window. We have sold the former Man United midfielder to Fiorentina for £7.7 million. And maybe the final piece of business we'll do this window is for a new goalkeeper. Vlachodimos, I don't know if I pronounced his last name correctly, but the Greek goalkeeper from Benfica has joined us here. Paid quite a bit for him in terms of his comparison to value, but I think it'll be worth it. £21.2 million. So that was an insane opening to life at Watford. We have done so much business. Ake, Elvedi, Mateta and Vlachodimos into the club. A lot of players out of the club. And our starting 11 already looking much improved. Got a lot of work still to go. A lot of room to grow. Let's see how we're going in season 1. Let's avoid relegation. Relegation battle? What relegation battle? We are coming 10th halfway through. Well, on the 1st of January of this first season. You love to see it, lads. We're on 28 points. Obviously, I don't think we're going to make a push for top 4, nor would I expect us to. But we're looking pretty safe in the grand scheme of things. We're 17 points clear. Currently, Southampton, Sheffield United, and Aston Villa are all in the drop zone. I am very happy with the start of the season that we've had. Looking to shake things up a little bit in this January transfer window, we have sold Etienne Capoue to Napoli, £12.4 million for the Frenchman. What a massive signing this is. Lucas Torreira joining us from Arsenal. I can't believe we managed to get him. The Uruguayan midfielder signs for £38.7 million. Etienne Capoue out, Lucas Torreira in. Not too bad of a window, is that? That is a very good window. Oh my god, Arsenal signed Gareth Bale, but our squad looking quite nice this season. I am very intrigued to see where we finish this first season. So our first season in charge of Watford has been uneventful, I would say, in terms of results, because we're finished mid-table. We haven't been in real striking of making the top 4, of making European football, and we haven't been close at all to the relegation zone, which, I mean, if you are a Watford fan, you would love for this to be your season this season, because obviously it's been crap. But Bournemouth, Sheffield United and Southampton have all been relegated. Manchester City did win the FA Cup. I'm pretty sure we we made it to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, so not a bad performance there from us. Liverpool did win the Carabao Cup. Tottenham win an all-English Champions League final. And Arsenal win the Europa League, so both sides of North London winning silverware in European football. So that is season 1 done and dusted. Our goal was to avoid relegation, and by doing that, we've actually managed to build quite a decent side. The foundations are nice. Let's build upon them in season 2 with Watford. Season 2 begins with a big signing up front. It is Moussa Dembele joining us from Lyon. The Frenchman signs for $37.2 million. We have sold Craig Cathcart to Borussia Mönchengladbach, £5.9 million for the Northern Irishman. And Mark Navarro has left the club. The defender heading back to his home nation of Spain, off to Sevilla for £7 million. We've sold Luis Suarez. No, not the Uruguayan superstar striker. Our 23-year-old, 72 rated Uruguayan striker who has gone to Sheffield United for £2.95 million. Michael Falevi has made the move to Lincoln City for the massive transfer fee of $630,000. Alex Jakubiak has been sold to Mattersburg in the German leagues, and then Andre Gray is making a move to Getafe, £7.2 million for him. A new centre-back has entered the club. It is Joachim Andersen, the Danish defender, joining us here in season number 2. He signs from Lyon for £21.1 million. Danny Welbeck scored a fair few goals for us last season, but unfortunately Father Time was not looking too kindly upon him, and I've decided to sell him whilst he's still worth a decent amount of money. Danny Welbeck headed to the Netherlands, off to PSV Eindhoven for £12.1 million. And Roberto Pereira is out of the club, off to Inter Milan for £18.3 million. Now, I want to try signing a decent left midfielder to replace him. Diogo Jota is now a Watford player. We have brought the Portuguese midfielder in from Wolverhampton. He's listed as a centre forward, but can also obviously play on the left-hand side of the midfield. So that is where he will be playing for us. Welcome to Watford, Diogo Jota. We have decided to loan out Dominguez Quinoa to Bournemouth. He's a young gun in career mode, really, and there's no real use having him rotting away in the reserves. Let's get him some game time and hope that he grows. Again, another very busy window here. To kick off season 2, we've brought in Dembele, Anderson and Jota, sold a lot of players, some big transfer sums getting splashed around, and our starting 11 continues to go from strength to strength, almost at this point now where we have room to grow for everybody in the starting lineup. So definitely think we could push for Europa League football. I'm not hoping for it, but it's an idea. It's a possibility. Halfway through the season on the 1st of January, we find ourselves in 7th position here. 43 points. We're only 3 points out of the top 4. I mean, it would be nice to make Europa League this season, and we've set ourselves into a decent position to do just that. We have sold Will Hughes, I almost said Will Watford, Will Hughes to RB Leipzig for the pure fact that he did not want to be here, and he has down to the 53 manager rating. The board wanted him out of the club, so we sold him for £15.1 million. A piece of business I did not want to happen, but a necessary piece of business nonetheless. We have spent £18.5 million on a new right midfielder, but he isn't a starting right midfielder. He's a rotational one. I've spent £18.5 million on a rotational midfielder. It's Diego Lainez coming across from Mexico, I was going to say, coming across from Real Betis. If it doesn't work out, we grow him, we sell him on. I think it's a decent picker. Lainez in, Hughes out. A pretty one-for-one window, nothing crazy, but our squad continues to develop quite nicely. Are we going to make the Europa League, maybe even the Champions League next season? Let's find out as we simulate to the end of season number 2 with Watford. Season 2 has seen us finish in 6th position. What a fantastic season it was. 82 points in a lot of Premier League seasons would see us maybe even win the Premier League, but definitely finish in a Champions League position. So our record is impressive. Unfortunately, the rest of the league has been impressive. Man City, Centurions once again. Hopefully, however, we are playing Europa League next season. As we scroll down the table, Cardiff, Leeds and Huddersfield have all been relegated. Manchester City have won a Manchester Derby FA Cup final. Manchester City have also won the Carabao Cup, so they've done the domestic treble. Man City also won the Champions League. What is going on? I mean, if Man City won the Europa League, I would have been quite concerned, but it's AC Milan winning that tournament. Our progress continues to be strong. Next season, though, we want to make that next step. We want to move into Champions League football. Season 3 begins with an addition to the left-hand side of our midfield. Ronnie Lopez is coming across from Sevilla. We have spent £38.5 million to secure the Portuguese midfielder's services. Daniel Buckman has been sold to Dusseldorf for £1.95 million. Not too busy of a window, to be fair. We've got a decent starting 11 in terms of finances. We have a decent amount of money, but not enough to make a huge transfer unless I sell somebody. I might do that in January, but I'm interested to see how this squad develops over the first half of the season and how we perform in the Premier League and Europa League. On the 1st of January, we find ourselves in 5th position, definitely in the race for Champions League football. Need to have that extra little bit of a push at the rest of the season, but we're in a good position so far. Got to overtake Everton surely. We have decided to sell Decore. He has gone well past his base potential of 84 and has hit an overall of 87, but the thing that made me sell him was his age. Do I think we're going to win the Champions League in the next season or two? Probably not. So I've decided to sell Decore, and we've got a pretty good price for him, £68.7 million, as he goes to Barcelona. We go all in here, spending a ridiculous amount of money, £90 million, to bring Rodri, the man from Man City, to Vicarage Road. He's 88 rated. He's only 25. It is scary to think how much room this guy still has to grow. Rodri in, Decore out. Our squad has taken another upgrade here. Players continuing to grow. I want our backline players and our keeper to grow a little bit more, but can we make a push for Champions League football? Let's go find out. Oh my, we've actually gone above and beyond to end this 3rd season. We're going to be playing Champions League football in season number 4 with Watford. I am very happy with that. 86 points, Man City top of the league, but we have finished inside of the top 4. Very, very pleased with that performance. Hopefully we get given a lot of money in the transfer budget next season to really give ourselves a good opportunity of going deep in the Champions League. But the relegation battle has seen Wolves, Norwich and Bristol City all getting relegated. Liverpool did take down Man City to win the FA Cup. Man City took down Spurs to win the Carabao Cup. Man City have also won the Champions League. They are killing it in this career mode. And Liverpool have won the Europa League. How did we go in the Europa League? So we topped our group, Good to see. Round of 32, we absolutely destroyed BSC. Round of 16, we made it to the quarterfinals, I saw that. Round of 16, we beat Club Brugge 4-0. Quarterfinals, we beat Villarreal 5-2. So we lost in the semi-finals of the Europa League. Wow. The progress we are making with Watford is blowing my mind. Season 3 has finished. We have qualified for the Champions League. And we are putting together one hell of an impressive side. Our first piece of business here in season number 4 is for a new goalkeeper. It's an upgrade as we sign Pau Lopez from AS Roma. The Spanish goalkeeper joins us here for £43 million. I have loaned out 2 players, Diego Lainez and Nathaniel Chalobah. Both wanted out of the club, wanted some game time. They don't want out of the club, they just wanted some more game time. So the board made us do it, and I've done it. Chalobah off to Milan, and Lainez off to Arsenal. Our new starting centre-back is Marquinhos. The Brazilian arrives from Manchester United for an absolute bargain price. He had less than 12 months remaining on his contract, so we've signed him for £63.9 million. He is 90 rated. He is going to go a long way in helping us go deep in the Champions League, hopefully this season. Christian Cabasele has left the club. Cabasele has gone to Marseille here. We have sold the Belgian centre-back for £10.5 million. We have also sold Estupinan to Sevilla for £7.6 million. And I have sold our now backup goalkeeper, the Greek goalkeeper, Vlachodimos. He was here for a few seasons, put in a good shift, but I couldn't turn down £47.9 million for him. We're really going for it this year. We have brought in Gonzalo Guedes to the club. He is our new left midfielder, and he has signed from Bayern Munich for £68 million. 3 players in, 3 players out. What a window it has been. Lopez, Marquinhos and Guedes into the club. This is what the starting 11 is now looking like. We could do some serious damage in the Champions League this season. Let's go and check out our group. So we have been placed into Group H for the Champions League this season, matched up with Leverkusen, CSKA Moscow, and Fenerbahce. I honestly think we have a very good opportunity to top the group, to get to the knockout rounds. I would say Leverkusen are our biggest challenge, but let's see how we go. Well, there we go. That is exactly what we were after, and exactly what we predicted, to be fair. Ourselves and Leverkusen fly out of the group with Fenerbahce and CSKA not even close to us. We're in the round of 16 here in season 4, but the big question is, who are we versing in the round of 16? We are versing Real bloody Madrid. Are you kidding me? One of the toughest possible opponents here. This is going to be a good test to really see what we're made of. The good news, however, is we are currently top of the Premier League with Watford. We need to make sure we qualify for Champions League football again, but top of the league is fantastic to see. No business done in this window. I wanted to make a pre-contract signing as well, but didn't really have the funds to get anybody notable in for a pre-contract signing. So this is the squad we have. Let's see how they go against Real Madrid. Here we go. It is the away leg against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. We have a full strength squad on the pitch. How are we going to go? Are we going to score some away goals? The scoreline is a 2-0 win. What? 2-0? Mateta and Dembele scoring. Oh my god, we're actually in a good position. So we are in a very strong position here. Again, a full strength starting 11 on the pitch. Can we hold on? We have 2 away goals. So Real Madrid need 3 goals here if they want to win it in regular time. But the scoreline is going to be a 2-1 win. Dembele, a brace. We are through to the Champions League quarterfinals, and I've got to say, I'm a little bit surprised. I did not expect that to happen. We've taken down Real Madrid, but now it is time for another massive challenge as we have been drawn up against Bayern Munich. And looking at the sides remaining in the quarterfinals, honestly, these sides are all so damn strong So if we want to win the Champions League this season, if we're going to complete the rebuild, we're going to have to do it the toughest way possible. Anderson is suspended for the first leg here, so we have put Elvedi into the starting 11. It is the away leg first as we travel to the Allianz Arena. Come on, lads. Can we get another 2-0 win on the road? That would be massive. The scoreline is a 1-0 win. Not as comfortable as the Real Madrid first leg, but it is a lead nonetheless. Mateta scoring once again. We are 1-0 up with 1 away goal. Bayern Munich have Kante. Okay. The second leg coming up here. The clean sheet gets us through, but that's definitely easier said than done. Full strength starting 11 once again here. Anderson back into the starting 11. Come on, lads. How are we going to go? Are we through to the semis? Yes, we are. With absolute ease. It is Sarr and Jota scoring goals, and we are 3-0 up as we get through to the semi-finals. We might actually do it here. 4 teams remain. 3 of them English, 1 Italian. It is Watford versus Liverpool and Man City versus Juventus in the Champions League semi-finals. We have a massive challenge here. Can we take down Liverpool? Can we get to the Champions League final in Season 4? We'll have to find out and see. A change, however, is we have the home leg up first. And a big blow is that Nathan Ake is suspended for the first leg. So our defensive line is Anderson, Marquinhos, and Elvedi. Not the worst in the world, but I would have loved to have Ake in there because he's 88 rated right now, I think. But anyways, let's see how the first leg goes. Let's keep a clean sheet. Come on, Watford. The scoreline is a 1-0 win. Bergwijn gives Liverpool an away goal and gives them the lead. This is the most adversity we've faced this season. We're going to have to step up now in the second leg. Deep breath, lads. We're travelling to Anfield. We are 1-0 down. We have some adversity on our sides. And another massive blow is that we have to put Ronnie Lopez in the side because Gonzalo Guedes is injured for this second leg. So, if we get to the Champions League final, we're going to have to do it the hard way. Here we go. Away at Anfield, we are 1-0 down. The scoreline is going to be a 1-all draw in the 117th minute as well. We got it to extra time. Sarr equalised, Anderson got red carded, and Liverpool scored in the 117th minute. We're going to have to fight for another season. That one hurts. Let's go, champ. I realize by the time you're watching this video, that meme is probably dead, but we have finished top of the Premier League with Watford. Just the 2 losses. We are Centurions, and we are going to be competing again in the Champions League next season. City, Liverpool, United, Spurs, all these big sides behind us. Watford are Premier League champions. We're going to scroll down the table, however, and see that Huddersfield, Stoke, and Cardiff have all been relegated. We also managed to win the FA Cup this season, 2-0 over Liverpool. Man United won the Carabao Cup final, 5-0 over Burnley. I hope Vizza didn't turn up to that game. We lost to United in the semi-finals of that competition. Man City did end up taking down Liverpool in the Champions League final. Very hopeful that we can be in that position next season. And Valencia have taken down RB Leipzig to win the Europa League. Season 4 was close to the perfect season. Premier League champions, FA Cup champions, but unfortunately semi-finalists in the Champions League. Let's crack on with season number 5, surely the season where Watford become champions of Europe. We kick off season 5 signing Aymeric Laporte from Real Madrid. The Frenchman joins us for £86.8 million. We now have probably the world's best back 3. And I'm so excited to see what he can do for our squad. Welcome, Laporte. A player departure here as we have sold Jorge Segura to Fenerbahce for £2.2 million. I have decided to sign a backup goalkeeper here. If anything happens to Pau Lopez, we now have the Hungarian goalkeeper, Peter Gulácsi, coming across. He has signed from Leipzig, £30.5 million. A very neat backup goalkeeper. Laporte and Gulácsi into the club, Segura out of it. I mean, if that is not one impressive starting lineup, then I don't know what even our bench is bloody insane. I'm very, very excited to see how we go. Hopefully one step further, or two steps further than last season. But let's go check out our Champions League group again. Group E in the Champions League this season, Valencia, Benfica, and Slavia Praha. I would say it's slightly tougher of a group than last season's, but I'm still confident we're going to get out of the group. Let's see if we get out of the group in 3, 2, 1. You just absolutely love to see it. Undefeated in the group stages again, 16 points. Ourselves and Valencia are through to the round of 16, but I'm just hopeful we're not up against Real Madrid in the round of 16 again, because I don't know if that same lightning would strike twice. The round of 16 sees us facing Napoli. Okay, a more manageable opponent, a lot of big sides in there again, but it's Napoli versus Watford in the round of 16. We are doing well once again in the Premier League here, as we are top of the league on 58 points. Just the one loss this season. Again, top 4 needs to be the priority, but if we can go back-to-back as champions, I'd be happy. Not a single signing for this transfer window. I honestly think that our squad is perfect. We've got depth in so many areas. If any injuries happen, I'm pretty sure we're covered. I am very excited to see how we go here. Let's take on Napoli. No Ake, no Torreira. The first leg just got a little bit more difficult here as we travel away to Naples, trying to get some goals on the board. A big away win would be fantastic, and it's a 2-1 win. Quinoa is injured, but that's alright. He's the rotational player there for Torreira, but it's 2 goals on the board. Not the most comfortable result, but a strong start. We are 2-1 up here. 2 away goals to our name. We have Torreira and Ake back in the side. It's a full strength starting lineup. Let's see if we're back to the quarterfinals for a second straight season. The scoreline is a 1-0 win. Ake scoring in the 89th minute. So we go through on a 3-1 aggregate scoreline. Not as comfortable as I would have hoped, but we're back and we get the end result, which all matters. Our opponents in the Champions League quarterfinals are Juventus. They lost in the semi-finals just like us last season, so I expect them to be a very good side. We've taken down one Italian side in Napoli. Let's take down another. Taking them on here, the home leg up first, April 2nd, 2024. That's actually my birthday, so that would be my 27th birthday, April 2nd, 2024. Let's see if we can get a win here on my 27th birthday. The scoreline is a 0-0 draw. They get a red card and injuries to defenders, but the key thing is that they didn't score a goal. So if we get a win here or a scored draw, we get back to the semi-finals. Again, easier said than done. We got a full strength starting 11 here. Let's see if we once again find ourselves back into the semi-finals. The scoreline after the second leg against Juventus is a 1-0 win. It is Nathan Ake scoring for us in extra time, the 108th minute. We've done it the hard way, but we're back to the semis. If we want to get to the final to face either Liverpool or Barcelona, we're going to have to go through last season's champions. We are getting a rough run of things in this rebuild, but it is Manchester City versus Watford, the Champions League semi-finals. This is where we fell last season. Can we go one step further and get to the final? The first leg is on the road here, away at the Etihad. A full strength starting 11. Oh wait, no it's not. I've got to put Thingo back in there. Jota. He was suspended for the last one. You guys watch me do this live as well. Show that I'm not cheating, because I get people in the comment section saying, oh, you cheat all the time. Here we go. It is the first leg away at the Etihad, taking on Manchester City. What's the scoreline we're going to get? The scoreline is a 3-0 win. Jota, Mateta, and Dembele scoring away goals. Jota's injury makes me nervous, but we are 3-0 up. What? Jota is out. He's injured. Hopefully, if we get to the final, he'll be back. But JarradHD has to step in and help guide us to the Champions League final. We are in a dream position. 3 away goals to our name. If we lose here, I would be absolutely devastated. The scoreline is a 2-2 draw. Guedes and Dembele score. Ladies and gentlemen, Watford are headed to the Champions League final. Watford versus Barcelona in the Champions League final here for season number 5. We have to take down the Catalonian super team if we want to complete this Watford rebuild. It's been a tough run to the final. They took down Liverpool. I kind of wanted another shot at Liverpool just to kind of get our revenge, but both of our sides have had a tough run here. Can we complete the rebuild? Taking a look around the other competitions, however, AC Milan have taken down Chelsea to win the Europa League. We have gone back-to-back in the Premier League, 5 points clear of Liverpool, meaning that if we lose tonight to Barcelona, it'll be a third bite of the cherry in Season 6. And as we scroll down the table, Wolves, Sheffield United and Norwich are headed to the Championship. We lost the Community Shield at the start of the season to Man City. We lost the FA Cup final on penalties to Man City. And Man City won the Carabao Cup. They're winning every piece of domestic silverware. So this is what our squad report is looking like at the end of Season 5 ahead of the Champions League final. The big blow is that Rodri is suspended for the Champions League final. He's now at a 94 rating. That definitely hurts. So I'm going to put Marquinhos in at centre midfield because he can also play there. And then bring Anderson back into the starting 11. Jota is healthy for the game just about, but we have built another insane side. Once again, I am a huge fan of dynamic player potentials, and I'm very, very interested to see what it can do here in the Champions League final as Watford face Barcelona. It is Watford versus Barcelona. Only one can be champion of Europe. Let's make sure it's us. Barcelona continuing to attack here. It's been a strong start to the game for them. Arthur cutting around. We need to get Marquinhos in front of it. And Barcelona takes the lead here. Some sloppy defense. They're not looking too enthusiastic about it either. Not sure what's going on with that celebration, but a defensive breakdown there. I overshot the mark with Marquinhos, but our defenders can't be giving them that sort of space. Anderson and Ake nowhere to be seen. That is poor. Here we go, Dembele over the top. Jota, opportunity for a quick reply. It's a good save. Oh, I wanted to get the first one there to the header and try squaring it to the open man. Oh, what are you doing there? How have we let them get through? Again. Oh, that's a penalty. I've just clipped his ankles. Jared, what are you doing? This has been a shocker of a start to the final. We're just giving them so much space. I've got to say, Anderson sucks. He sucks, but that is just dumb from me. Running right into the path of the attacker. Big penalty to save here. Come on, Pau Lopez. Up against Lau. He's going to the right-hand side. He dinks it. We save it. Let's go. Do we have an opportunity before half-time here to potentially push for an equaliser? Nice ball from Marquinhos through to Gonzalo Guedes. A lot of space here, looking for the right option though. Guedes holding it up, squaring it, hits it, it's an equaliser! Mateta, 3 minutes into stoppage time in the first half here, is going to get us an equaliser after Barcelona miss a penalty. Nicely squared, great run down the left-hand side from Gonzalo Guedes, and we are tied up here. Lau on the attack. Going in there. They've got the ball to it. Clear it, Ake. Can't be giving those sorts of opportunities away. They continue to push, though. Clear it. No, they've scored again. What is this? We're giving them the most stupid fucking opportunities. And Barcelona have taken the lead again. This is so scrappy. Come on, we need an equaliser here. Marquinhos going to Mateta. Going through to Sarr. Sarr, deep. No, I didn't want it to go there. Don't tell me we've put that one over. Did that not take a deflection? I thought Jota was offside. Bro, did that one hit his knee? Are you kidding me? 2 minutes of stoppage time here. We scored in stoppage time of the first half. Let's do it here to get ourselves 30 more minutes of in-game time. Come on. Good passes. Jota going. Mateta through. Torreira, it's blocked. Don't call it. Come on, no. We've lost the Champions League final here to Barcelona. An absolute shocker of a performance. We're going to have to make some changes. I thought this was the side. I thought this was the side that was going to win us the Champions League final. But we have lost. We're going to have to go to a 6th bloody season. Come on. Fair play to Barcelona. They were the better side today, in my opinion. But this definitely hurts. Our squad is just about perfect. I was looking at it. I was like, where the bloody hell can we increase? I've decided to sign a new goalkeeper. It is Alisson. It is the Master Bucks. It is a massive upgrade. It's a plus 3 upgrade on Pau Lopez. So with our back line and our goalkeeper, we shouldn't be conceding any goals this season. We've signed Alisson for £58.7 million. And I think the one area where we really let ourselves down last season was not having a solid backup at midfield, because obviously in the Champions League final, we had to have Marquinhos at defensive midfield, and then Anderson came in. But I've tried to get ahead of the curve. We've signed Mikel Moreno, 87 rated. He'd be starting for most teams. He's now our backup centre midfielder. So we've filled what I would say are the 2 gaps in our squad. And I swear, if we don't get back to the final this season, I will be a very, very surprised man. I mean, Rodri and Torreira are 94 and 93 rated. We've got, what, 1 player in our starting 11 that isn't in the 90s in Dembele. This squad is just ridiculous. Let's check out our Champions League group for the 3rd season. Watford, Monaco, Villarreal, and CSKA Moscow again. This is Group H. Monaco are a strong side. Villarreal are a strong side. I am very interested to see how we go. I mean, again, I would expect us to get through. I would expect us to be undefeated. But we'll have to wait and see. Top of the group again. Invincible in the group again. It is all going well. We're through with Monaco. And now, who are we versing in the round of 16? We've faced Napoli last season. We versed Real Madrid the year before. And this season, we are versing Napoli once again. Okay, we're versing them again. Maybe we're going to have the same road to the final as we had last season, but it is Napoli versus Watford once again in the Champions League round of 16. Currently undefeated in the Premier League as well. If we could go and win the Premier League title again, I'd be happy with that. No real surprise that we've done no real business in this January transfer window. I don't know where else we could have improved with this squad. Let's go take on Napoli and hopefully take down the rest of European football. Alright, we travel away to Naples here for the first leg. Now, Marquinhos and Laporte are both suspended, so our backline is like what it used to be. It's Ake, Anderson, and Elvedi. Besides that, it's our full-strength starting 11. We want a big win. We want a big win for us. The scoreline is only a 1-1 draw. We get a crucial away goal through Jota, but 1-1 isn't great. Alright, the second leg. If we keep a clean sheet, we're through to the quarterfinals. But this is a bad position to be in. A 1-1 draw wasn't good in the first leg, but it is a 4-1 win in the second leg. Clarity is restored. Dembele, Jota, and Sarr all scoring. A straight red for Marquinhos, so he's going to miss the first leg of the quarterfinals, but we're through 5-2 on aggregate. Atletico Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals. They always have a rocking side in career mode. I would expect that João Felix is at a strong level right now as well. Some big clubs remain. Let's try joining them in the semi-finals. Traveling to Spain here for the first leg. Marquinhos suspended after that red card, so Elvedi comes into the starting 11. Rodri is now at a 96 rating, which is just insane to see. But the scoreline after the first leg is going to be a 2-1 win. Torreira and Guedes getting on the scorer's sheet. That is what you're after. The second leg. Come on, lads. Come on, let's get through to the semi-finals. Marquinhos is back. The scoreline after the second leg at Vicarage Road is another 2-1 win. And we are back to the Champions League semi-finals. The biggest issue, though, is that injury there to Mateta. I really hope that he isn't out for a long time. 2 months out? Are you kidding me? I wanted to verse Barcelona at some point this season, and we have been drawn up against them in the Champions League semi-finals, trying to take down the side that defeated us last season in order to get back to the Champions League final. It is a huge challenge, especially considering Mateta is out, but it's a challenge I'm excited to face head-to-head. Now, as Mateta is injured, I have put Guedes at striker, bringing in Lopez to the left-hand side of the midfield. But here we go. The first leg at home against Barcelona. Can we get a strong result? 3-0! Let's go! We are killing it, man. Start with a brace. This guy's a weapon. Rodri gets a goal. Surely that is going to help us get back to the Champions League final. We have a massive second leg coming up now at the Camp Nou, but that is brilliant. The second leg at the Camp Nou. A few injuries as Marquinhos is out. I've also brought in Moreno instead of Rodri, but we are through to the Champions League final. Dembele has picked up an injury. I hope it is nothing serious, but we have qualified once again for the Champions League final, taking down Barcelona 5-1 on aggregate. It is Watford versus Manchester City in the 2025 Champions League final. We lost in heartbreaking fashion last year to Barcelona, but this year we look for revenge. They took down Man United quite easily, 5-2 on aggregate in the semis. They took down Monaco in the quarters, and they took down Bayern Munich in the round of 16. So they've had their fair share to get here, but it is our time. RB Leipzig have won the Europa League, beating Everton 3-2. We have gone and won yet another Premier League title here. Just the one loss all season, but there was nobody even close to us in the title race. 16 points ahead of Manchester United, 17 points ahead of Man City. It was a record season, a ripper of a season as well. The relegated sides are going to be Brighton, Huddersfield, and Brentford. Brentford don't win a single game. We did win the Community Shield over Man City 1-0 earlier this season. Man United beat Chelsea on penalties to win the FA Cup, and we did take down Liverpool to win the Carabao Cup. So if we win tonight, we do the treble. So here is our squad report at the end of this 6th season. Surely this is our time to win the Champions League. It's been an insane rebuild so far. Our squad is looking absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, we're going to be without Mateta, who is still injured, so a slightly weaker side, but it is hopefully going to be enough for us this season. Let's do it, lads. It is Watford versus Man City, our second bite at the cherry. Last season ended in heartbreak. It is time to get back to what we know, and that is winning the Champions League final. Here we go, we're on the attack. Early, Dembele, green times it and has hit the post. The follow-up's put in the back of the net. What a start. Oh my god. How quick. Was that Jota? Holy sh... We've scored from kickoff. Oh my god, we green time it. Jota has just gone as fast as possible and has put the follow-up in the back of the net. Let's keep this tempo for the rest of the game. Good stuff, Diogo Jota. Here we go, we're in again. Sarr, please be onside. He is. We shoot, we score. We aren't here to mess around. We've got 2 goals in 6 minutes. This squad and this game just feels so much better than it did last season. I thought he might have been offside, but the Man City defense caught slacking, and Sarr has doubled our advantage. 2-0 up within 6 minutes. When we continue on the attack here, it's been a nice little passage of play for Man City, but we're in. Dembele dragging it back, putting it back post, and it's another goal. Sarr has a brace. We're 3-0 up within 23 minutes. Oh my, Man City was slowly getting into this game, but what a counter-attack that is. And we have surely, within 23 minutes, already put this result in doubt. Wow. Man City on the attack, looking for a way back into this game. Sane up against Ake. Wild Hair United, they go there and force Alisson into a pretty routine save. They're in the attack here, Man City. Werner and Foden looking for a way back into this game. Foden's in the box. Foden has a shot, but it's another easy save. Well won from Ronnie Lopez. Torreira gets there first. He goes to Guedes, who goes to Shota. It's green timed. Oh my God, what a rocket. That just shows the power of green timed finishes. And we have got a 4-0 lead here. City was starting to really get into this game, but we have just put it to bed. One touch, bang, that one was an absolute rocket. Man City pushing here for a consolation goal, it looks like. They backheel that one. Foden, I'm trying to cover defend real quickly. Yuri Tielemans, what a save from Alisson. That's City's best chance so far. Alisson getting down low and getting a big save there on Yuri Tielemans. Here we are in stoppage time. There's 2 minutes to go. We're going to win the Champions League final in absolute style, lads. We dominated this season, and I think rightly so we deserved it. There it is. It's been a longer rebuild than I anticipated, but we have kicked off Rebuildmas in style as we win the Champions League with Watford 4-0 over Man City here in season number 6. These are going to be well-deserved title celebrations, so I will let you enjoy them. It has been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.